this is cedar. This is to cleanse my space. The cards for the lunar eclipse, full moon, on May the 26th. So this is the Chariot. This is the first card that I've pulled, which is Chariot. And Chariot is about, it's like you've got a pathway. There's two choices that you can make, or there's choices that you can make, and you need to decide where to put your energies. It's like you've got to focus your energy on one thing, and that's what the lunar eclipse is always about. That's what the eclipse season is always about. It's about making sure you're on the right path. If you're on the right path, then the eclipse season will just reinforce that to you. If you're not on the right path, it's gonna make sudden changes. For example, it's going to change your job, it's going to change your relationship, it's going to change where you live, and it's going to be unexpected. Then now the eclipse season lasts for about 2 weeks, so you normally have the lunar eclipse and then you have the solar eclipse. Sometimes it's the other way around, sometimes it's the solar eclipse, sometimes this time around it's the lunar eclipse followed by the solar eclipse. So this is the Chariot, and the other card that I pulled with this is the Oracle card of Stump. And Stump is often about things ending prematurely, which is very apt for the lunar eclipse. Things ending prematurely. It's also about kind of, you may need to kind of move yourself, you may need to extract yourself from a situation that just isn't working for you. And I feel like these two cards, it's like saying, look, this is an opportunity for you to focus on what you want, really decide what you want, because you may not be in the right place. And that's what this is going to do. That's what the eclipse is about. It's about getting you from this place to the next place. Now, the Knight of Wands is the next card that I pulled. And the Knight of Wands, Knights are always about kind of something important that's going to happen to you. And Wands are always about kind of enterprise. It's also about kind of, it's like business, enterprise, education. And this is kind of like saying, if there's some kind of like challenge that's coming up for you, you're going to beat that. You're going to conquer it. You're going to overcome it. And the other card that I pulled with this is Ribbon. And ribbon is always kind of something, it's like festive. It's festive. It's happy times. It's like a symbol of hope. It's also about sort of feminine beauty. And I feel like with these two cards, this is basically saying there may be a challenge ahead. Thanks to the lunar eclipse, you may suddenly change your job. You may suddenly lose your boyfriend or girlfriend. You may suddenly, have to move house for whatever reason. And this is kind of saying you're going to overcome that. It's going to be a good time. It may feel like it's going to be painful, but you needed to extract yourself from that situation in the first place. And then the next card is the Sun. And the Sun is, it's really positive. It's like, the Sun is like, it's what gives us life. It's the bringer of life. It's like that passion, that energy. It's here for you to kind of create whatever it is you want to create. And the Boot is about travel. It's about taking yourself to where you need to be, where you want to be. It's about kind of moving forward. It's about kind of leaving something that wasn't working for you, to get you to somewhere that is working for you. So it's kind of like, that's what the Sun is saying. It's like, it's a positive, even if the eclipse can feel negative in the sense that you're losing something that you thought was important to you. What you're losing, the only things that you're losing are things you don't need anymore. It's time to move on. It's time to walk away from the things that weren't serving you. That's what it's for. Okay, and then we've got the Ace of Cups. And the Ace is always about the beginning, the start of things, and Cups is about emotions. So Ace of Cups is often about, it can be a new relationship, it can be somebody offering you a new relationship, but it can also mean a new emotional start. It can mean you're coming to a new emotional beginning. And the card that you've got with that is the Arrow. And the Arrow is about, it can be about falling in love. It can be about moving forward. It can be about kind of like going forward with where you want to be. It's about kind of setting goals, and this is kind of like, this is basically saying, this is your new emotional start, and either you're going to fall in love with somebody new, or you're going to set some new goals for yourself. You're going to have some new places to be emotionally. So I feel like the reading for this eclipse is, you may have a sudden change. There may be something that suddenly changes you, suddenly moves you from somewhere that you didn't need to be to somewhere that you do want to be. And then you're going to overcome that. It's going to be a good time. It may feel like it's going to be terrible, but it's actually going to be a good time. And then you've got the sun, which is about life-giving. It's about, being who you really are and that positivity. And it's like travel, movement. You may have to travel somewhere new. You may have to go somewhere new. You may have to leave somewhere new, but it's positive. And then the Ace of Cups is like, you've got this wonderful emotional beginning. Either you're going to fall in love with somebody new, or you're going to fall in love with yourself. It's like a new emotional start. So I think that's a great reading for the lunar eclipse.